Welcome back to another episode of The Gentleman Show, joined once again and as always with the gentlemans.
Josh.
Curtis Nash.
And I am Darren Wartz, and we have got a jam-packed show today, kicking it off with some Wonder Woman rumors.
Yeah, the rumors and the critics can both just kind of disappear at any time.
Is this disgruntled employee, or is it some truth behind it?
Well, that's the thing. The story behind this right now is the fact that somebody who was working on the set of the Wonder Woman movie said that Patty Jenkins, the director of Wonder Woman, it's just a mess. They don't know what they're doing. There's no direction, and they apparently left the movie that was being filmed, or I'm assuming was fired, and had some less than reputable things to say about the studio involvement and what she's doing with the directorial kind of direction of the film. And right now it's a speculation. Is it true or not? And what do we think?
I think it's a load of horse hooey. Like, obviously, Patty Jenkins this isn't her first movie. This isn't her first rodeo, as one would say.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, we've discussed it before in another show about how Warner Brothers is giving that, or they're trying to give their directors that freedom that Marvel doesn't necessarily give their directors. So for whoever this person is saying, oh, it's a mess, she doesn't know where it's going, I just don't believe it. Like, you can't.
And I don't think there's a name attached to the person that's saying
the worst thing about these things. You're not going to, they're so pointless because you're not going to find out till the movie's out.
Right.
Because the director is not going to be like, you know what, they're right.
They were right, oh yeah.
And the person who maybe gotten fired is going to be like, this is the best experience of my life, you know.
Yeah.
You guys can't wait to see this movie, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, it's literally like a he said, him, she said? We don't know who
they said. But judging by like the trailers look awesome. Like what you've seen from the footage from like Comic-Con and from that DC thing before Batman vs Superman that what they've released, like it looks like it's going to be really good. So I
think it's going to be good.
Yeah, I think this is going to be what we said about before Suicide Squad coming out, that would be the DC movie to really kickstart the universe. Wonder Woman.
We're just going to put Batman vs Superman's the one, guys. Oh, Suicide Squad.
Well, technically 1941 is when this movie is, so that'll kickstart the DCEU.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that movie. And then we got lots of, speaking of trailers and Wonder Woman trailers and movies that are upcoming.
There's some good ones this week.
A bunch of trailers dropped this week.
So obviously the first foremost,
The Piece de Resistance.
God. The new Rogue One. The new Rogue One.
Get to Resident Evil.
Oh man, what a good day it was on Thursday night.
Did anybody else?
We waited. How long did we wait?
All day.
And it didn't drop till like after supper. Come on.
How dare they?
Come on. Give it to me so that my day is awesome, not so that my day is finishing.
So that
awesome.
my evening is awesome. Jeez, Lucasfilm.
But it was still awesome.
Oh, so many. Just so many good things in this trailer. You get to see the U-Wing. You get to see the new AT-ACT, all-terrain that cargo transport.
I don't know what it was, the editing or just the amount of suspense that built as that RPG was sailing towards the AT-ACT's head, and then just silence, and it had me right there. That looked amazing.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just going to say, like, visually, this trailer rocked my socks. Like, I watched it, I think, 3 or 4 times just back to back, because it's I noticed very wide panoramic shots of, like, the entire, like, scenery. And we're not just talking a single frame. Like, it was just a wide shot of everything, you know, either in space or down on the planet. It looked beautiful. I was like, here we go, you know?
The music. The part where it was kind of the Imperial March from the old movies, then they added it and you could tell it's like it's like a rah, let's get in there, you know, uplifting. I'm like, go Rebels! Just by watching this trailer and listening to that music.
Saving Private Ryan in space.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially. Oh, and when you're talking about like the way it looks and everything, it's filmed with the same cameras they used to make The Revenant. So it's got that gritty, really kind of realism feel to it. So I feel like that's what's going to bring like an awesome element to this movie.
And you get to see more of the characters. See the blind guy, I can't remember his name. Danny Lee's
the guy who, spoiled alert, that happens with his character in the movie.
Hitman.
But he's blind, but the planet he's from, it's either Jeddah or Jeddah. I don't know. It's Jedha. I'm not fluent in Star Wars anese. But this is like a planet where the Force like surrounds it, and apparently there's something that the Empire wants there, or is trying to protect there. So there's some big deal about this planet, so you can see them invading it. Oh man.
Well, they could work that into spin-offs as well moving forward, because once they, like, we all know what happens at the Death Star, spoiler alert, but it's, after that, then maybe they could investigate that more, because he uses the Force to see, right? that's how his character sees in the
I
movie.
think so. I think
No,
I don't know how.
The thing was, they don't believe in the Force, or they don't
No,
use
they
the
do
Force.
believe in the Force, but they don't use it like a Jedi.
Right.
Ah.
So it's kind of like an extension to them, but it's not used like a Jedi would use it. So I don't know. It's tough to say. Like, he looks like he's one of the main characters I'm looking forward to.
His staff
in this
is
movie.
also a blaster rifle.
What?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. His
I did not
staff
see
can
that.
turn and be a blaster rifle.
Oh man! And Forrest Whitaker's character, you can tell with the reshoots. First trailer he was bald. New trailer he's got some sweet
Hair.
homeless man stuff going on.
Like Tyrone.
Right? Like where did that come from?
I'm Joe Rogan.
Have you got one of them Star Wars trailers? But that obviously Rogue One like took the week, but there were some other trailers that came out that were actually kind of enticing.
I
at
was
the same
surprised
time.
by one called The Arrival.
Yeah.
I
Out
love
of
me some
nowhere.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
And this comes out in November. This comes out in November already. Which I didn't know that, but great cast. Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, and Forrest Whitaker again.
It's nice to see movies like this where they drop a trailer and you only have to wait 2 months as opposed to
love
like
that.
when you get a trailer for Justice League, it's like, all right, year and a half.
4 years down the road.
Can't wait.
But it's enticing because you don't see too many, well, you see things like Star Wars. I'm talking like, it's kind of like based in reality sci-fi.
Yeah.
You know? So it seems like all these ships landed across the planet and they try to make contact. So Amy Adams' character is like a language expert. Jeremy Renner's character is a mathematician, and Forrest Whitaker is a colonel. Right. And you see him go up there, like, we're going up this elevator. They're like, they basically say, we're going to go talk to him, and it stops. And the synopsis says, the fate of the world could or could not be in their hands because they're actually going to try to communicate with these so-called aliens. And I love sci-fi. Like The Martian was a great show last year, and they can be considered sci-fi, but I like something with spaceships and aliens and Earth. That's my kind of sci-fi.
Sci-fi for me is really hit or miss. Like, there's some awesome sci-fi out there that I really enjoy, and then there's other sci-fi where I just
there's bad sci-fi.
So like where Kurt
Attack of the
is
Killer Tomatoes.
Kurt's a big fan of Amy Adams. I'm like, ugh,
She's hit or miss for me. Sometimes she's
too.
great, sometimes she's the worst part of the movie.
Yeah.
She is America's sweetheart.
No, she's not.
come on.
Not everybody's America's sweetheart.
Yes, they are. If you don't like them, they definitely are.
I got a little bit of like almost when when the door is opening and they're like looking up at the whatever it's going to be, almost like a monolith moment, like 2001, where it's like, is that going to kind of be? Is it going to be an entity? Is it going to be fully fleshed out, or is it just going to be like a form of something? That's what I'm curious about. Is when they don't tell you what the aliens look like.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like building up that suspense, and it's when you see the alien, it's usually the letdown, and you're like,
That's usually like, okay, that's believable.
It's just Bob from Monsters vs. Aliens.
So hopefully it's something not like way out there. Make him humanoid. Make him look
Make it so.
alien-ish,
Make it like The Martian, where it got everybody to go enjoy science fiction again.
Yeah.
Make it something like that. But this is a little more going to be more intense, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you said, The Martian, it is sci-fi, and it's sci-fi only because it's in space.
Yeah,
But
that's what I mean.
It's
like
astronauts,
Interstellar,
right? And
like
it's
those
traveling.
kind of-
It's not aliens.
Yeah.
As soon as you put in aliens, that's where
It's been
there's
a
that
while
line
since
of
there's an
sci-fi.
alien movie like
Right?
this. I think.
That wasn't a,
Cloverfield, maybe the last one.
well, Independence Day Resurgent, but I can't really classify that as a
we don't
movie.
take- no. This is more of a drama.
Yeah, and then to speak of probably the greatest drama series, if not movie, that's ever going to be released in theaters, nay, the world, Resident Evil: The Final Chapter.
They're so good at naming movies, they just named it The Final Chapter.
The movie in which the director, also the main character's husband, had to take to social media to ask, hey, what should I make this movie about?
Wow.
This is the only series that is still profitable where none of the movies connect with each other in any way whatsoever.
Well, and that's just it. Like, it's the biggest kick in the junk to like the fanboys that
Especially
have played,
if you love Resident
that have played the video games, because everybody that's played the games know how awesome those are. The story's phenomenal. So when they were like, yeah, we're gonna do a movie, all right, let's do this. And they dropped the ball.
What?
And then they
hard.
released those
and so
movies.
obviously we're on, what is this, the 7th one?
Something
Six.
stupid.
Sixth,
Six.
7th? And you know what? The trailer, don't get me wrong, the trailer looks like it's action-packed, and that's why it's going to do well. I think people are just... It's not the people that play the video games that are going to be like upset. Obviously, the people that play the video games are still going to go see it. But the people that have no idea, that have just watched the movies, it's just going to be a fun action zombie flick, you know?
At this point, I equate the Resident Evil movies as that sandwich card that you bought your 5 crappy sandwiches with.
And your next
you're
one's
like,
free, you're like, God,
I might
guess
as well
I'll get it."
go get the last one, even though I know it's going to give me a stomach ache.
Well, when did that first one come out?
like 15
Like
years ago,
2002
man.
or something
You were a tiny
ridiculous.
tot there, my
Right? I was scared of zombies back then.
I was graduating.
The thing that ruins my shut up. The thing that ruins my life when it comes to these movies is they took characters which in the video games like Resident Evil 4, Leon Kennedy was the man.
Redfield.
Albert Wesker
Yeah.
was the man.
Yeah.
Chris Redfield, the man. And then you go and cast for Leon Kennedy a male model with zero acting experience to ruin that character, and then a slightly skinnier Val Kilmer to play Wesker. It's just the worst. He didn't say inevitable once. He didn't do any of the stuff that I love from the video games. They pick what they want to take from this great game franchise, and then they just botch it on
basically
screen.
a character name and a bad guy, how they visually look.
And you know, it's hit or miss with the look, right? Like you said, like Wesker for sure, he just has the slick back hair, he has the Matrix glasses and a trench coat. Boom, it looks like him.
But he
Like
talks
you
so
said.
stupid. He's just like, "I will get you, Alice." Like it's just like this terrible rendition of such an iconic character.
Yeah.
It sounds like he has a high voice, but he can't do a deep voice. So he's like, "I will get you, Alice."
Again, he's the Diet Coke of Val Kilmer.
And like I said, you know
That's
what?
the Coke Zero. Val Kilmer's the Diet Coke of Val Kilmer, and this guy's the Coke Zero.
If you haven't seen the trailer,
He's
check
just
it
crying
out.
right now.
But I feel like there's some sort of, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but like in the trailer, what did they have? GNR, they had some
Paradise
songs
City.
playing. So all of a sudden it's like Suicide Squad did Queen. I'm noticing all of a sudden all these trailers
A
playing.
trend is afoot.
Yeah,
too.
there is a trend afoot.
Take
So,
classic rock songs
Yeah.
that get people
No, it's just-
going,
yeah.
just to make them excited for our trailers.
I tell you, I like GNR.
Yeah,
Welcome to
well,
the jungle.
I like
Now, all of a sudden,
GNR.
they're
For all you
just
kids out there, it's Guns N' Roses.
If you don't know it,
What kind of Pokemon is GNR?
You don't really need to anymore. I mean, when's the last time you tossed in a Metallica album? Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah,
here.
that's true.
And then, speaking of like rumors and speculation when it comes to trailers, there's been a lot of casting rumors going on this
There
week.
has this week.
Probably for me, the biggest "Are you kidding me?" casting, which I did not see coming, was for Deadpool 2. They want to cast the every dad himself from Friday Night Lights, Kyle Chandler, as Cable. Which there's a picture, no, wrong way, on the top there to the right of a rendition of what he could possibly look like.
that's Fox for you.
But they
But
nailed
but-
Deadpool.
But
They did, for
Deadpool
sure.
is not in Fox's control. We all know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Once they gave them their chance and it paid off, they're like, okay, here
Maybe
is
let's
your $100 million,
do it.
guys. Go do what you want.
There's so many people out there that can play this role.
Ron Perlman, Stephen Lang, like people
But
that
I
have like
think what
gone
people
for
get
it.
upset about is in your own head, you've seen the comic book character, you know what he's supposed to look like, you automatically match to that face.
Yeah.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
Whereas I think Kyle Chandler, maybe he could do it.
Yeah, maybe.
I just
What
can't
do I
picture
know?
him having, because you can picture Cable with this, he's a time traveling assassin with, you would assume would have this deep, gruff voice. He's got like a bionic eye. And then there's like, my father being cast in the
Like you
role.
said, like, could you picture like Ron Perlman? Like that's Hellboy to me, you know? Not
Yeah, but
necessarily
even, like-
Cable. And Stephen Lang, I'm pretty sure is tied up with the 14 other
Yeah,
avatars
that's
that are
also
coming
true.
out. Like whatever.
Well, you can
Avatar.
tell that
He
they.
died in Avatar.
That's true.
How was he
Pretty sure
tied
he's
up?
still tied into it.
Oh, he probably got
God, they're gonna
soaked
bring him
into the
back.
roots and he's coming back
They're
as
gonna
a
Winchester
demonic
him.
tree.
Angry Stephen Lang tree.
So yeah, no, I had heard that he was in. Could be a rumor, I don't know, but I
And I
heard that he
guess
was part of Avatar. So
That could make sense. They don't want to cross the universes, but then at the same time, like they want to cast somebody who's still older in age, but not too old, because you assume they probably want to drag Deadpool and his franchises and spin-offs out for like the next decade, if not longer.
Well, I
And
think-
Stephen Lang's in his 70s.
Yeah.
Might not be around.
They
for
got to
10
be
years.
smart about this if you think about it, because if Fox wants to do X-Force, they need to cast a good Cable.
yeah, for sure.
Because Cable is a big part of X-Force.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm curious the route they're going to go with that. But then to go on the completely opposite side of the spectrum now with casting, possibly Donald Glover as a young Lando Calrissian. Really?
He's not smooth.
No.
He's not smooth enough, playa.
For me,
You don't think Donald, the childish Gambino, the childish Landino is not smooth enough?
Maybe I've only watched him like in the goofy stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
But he was in Spotlight. He had a very minor role in that, and he was quite good at just kind of
Yeah.
being a little comedic, but so was Lando.
But I'm going back to the same thing. They're like, young black dude. Everybody's like, Donald Glover's our
Yeah.
guy.
But
Yeah.
then, I mean, who else? I thought that, Chadwick Boseman would be a really good one.
But
as
it's
well
Star
to do that.
Wars, man.
Yeah.
You're just as likely to get a no name.
I hope
And
they
that's
go
the
with
route
no
they have
name.
been doing.
I really do hope that they go with the no name. I feel
But aside
that
from Community, Donald is pretty much a no-name.
Yeah.
You got excited when they said Donald Glover. You're
No,
like,
I am
yeah.
excited, but if you want to say no names, like Donald Glover isn't an A-lister. He got his start in Community, and that's why he's on the tip of a lot of people's tongues.
Yeah, for sure. Again, that's just, I think people trying to take that face, like Kurt just said about Cable, taking that face, just kind of moving it over.
I
But
can't
it
picture
works.
Donald Glover with a little mustache.
Did you not see the photoshopped version
saw
of
it,
him
yeah,
that looks
yeah.
perfect? That looks absolutely spot on.
Yeah, but at this point, I trust Star Wars, whether it be a no-name or an actor that's. It could be Brad Pitt as Lando. I'd be like, okay, I trust them.
And
Let's see
even
what happens.
in their anthology series and their spin-offs that they're doing, their casting has seemed pretty right on. Even I can't remember the gentleman's name that they cast for young Han Solo, but he has the Harrison Ford kind of swagger, but he doesn't look like young Harrison Ford did.
Not at all.
And then, for more DC stuff, obviously Aquaman's villain, shocker, is going to be Black Manta.
Yeah.
And there's not really any casting for it, but there are some people that are petitioning for it online.
Yeah.
Like Omar from The Wire.
Yeah.
He already has a face scar, so it works.
Yeah, that's all right.
But
I'll give him that one.
Yo, get out of here, it's Omar. That's what I want to hear from Black Manta. But who would be, I love him as the casting because I think he's a great actor, but who would you guys think would make a really good Black Manta?
I don't know. Like, I didn't really think too much
Donald
about
Glover.
it. Like,
Put him in everything. Just throwing him everywhere.
like the guy.
Oh, did you
that
say young
said-
black guy? Just black guy.
He's gotta have a helmet on. Watch them whitewash it and cast like powder. Just ruin it.
For all you kids out there, Powder was a movie that came out 25 years ago about a very pasty guy.
Very pasty guy who could dabble with electricity, I think. I can't really remember 100%, but it was a good flick. Anyway.
No, but like I said, when I had read like who was petitioning for it, I thought about like you'd said like
What's his name? That dude who played Blade in the TV series and Black Dynamite. I can't remember his name.
Oh.
He was awesome in Black Dynamite, but his Black Manta, I'm like, no.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
no.
not at all. Like I didn't think too much about it. I read it. I was like, yeah, it'd be a good one, and then I scrolled up and went to the next dude. Like I was just like, whatever. Like
Didn't
I wasn't
really take your attention?
No, like you said, when it comes to rumors about movies, casting, I take it with a grain of salt. I read it, oh, okay, that's cool, and then I go on. Like I don't put too much stock into it
Until
because
it's
it's
official.
going to change. Yeah,
Yeah.
until
I
it's
see.
official.
Donald Glover for young Lando, old Black Manta, Danny Glover.
Boom.
Get the Glovers back in business, man.
Yeah.
Make it a lethal weapon type.
Take off his helmet. I'm too old for this.
Just floats away in the water. Just that's the end of it. I wonder if they're going to try and keep him alive, though, because with Suicide Squad now in the universe, Black Manta was a part of Suicide Squad at one point. That'd be cool if he, instead of killing him at the end of this
he's a
movie, if they
great kid.
captured him.
Suicide Squad, I mean, it's pretty much like a Justice League. Like you have a lot of characters at one
it's
point
true.
or another that are in it. I just, you know what? James Wan, he's the director for Aquaman. I'm getting really excited because there's more and more like little tidbits that he's releasing. Like there was a major kind of concern about how they're going to kind of show how people are talking underwater, and he's like, I got a great idea, don't worry about it. He was trying to incorporate
Little air
sonar.
bubble.
No, but yeah, that was just it. He was like without air bubbles or something like
Aquaman
that.
is coming.
Well, as long as because the Jason Momoa Aquaman cameo, Batman vs Superman, was the worst because I could see him holding his breath.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to be the whole movie when they're swimming around. So I hope that they find a good way to balance that. Like
They just start talking faster because they're actually talking underneath water.
They just CGI out the bubbles. See the veins pulsating. Get Momoa out of the water. We're losing Momoa again.
Well, and just real quick for like casting rumors, he was there was rumors that he was being looked at for a new Crow remake.
Yeah, and
I don't care about the Crow.
What?
I saw it once when I was like 10. I'm like, this is boring.
You gotta rewatch it.
It does not hold up well when he's running across the rooftops and like
Oh,
jumping them.
really?
It looks terrible.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
it like the longest time.
Exactly.
I guess if
I'm
we're
sick of
doing-
hearing about it. Everybody's like, "Who's the Crow? No Crow remake."
But that's
Who
the
cares?
thing, Hollywood. You're not gonna get new ideas.
This
It's
is
always
never
gonna
gonna
be.
happen.
It's always
It's true.
gonna be remakes.
This
right?
movie,
But-
I'm telling you right now, is not going to happen.
Oh, I can't
Well, they've been
wait
working
till
on it for a while. As long as the curse
Crow
doesn't
remake
happen.
has been coming out for 15 years. It's
That is
not
also
gonna
I
happen.
don't know.
Well, I guess if they can finally make a Warcraft movie, they can.
Yeah, they can do
make
anything.
their own.
Also, if we're talking breaking news, black Superman suit. The regeneration
Black
suit.
Superman is Donald Glover.
It's not so much your regeneration
He comes out of the
suit.
coffin as Donald Glover. Man, how long was I out?
It's not so much your regeneration suit. It's just that's the suit that his androids put him in when he's in the House
the
of
tube.
Solitude. Yeah, in the kryptonite tube. It's the tube that regenerates him.
Just
But
please don't give him long hair.
I want
he
mullet for
has to.
Superman.
He has to just look ragged and beat up.
But I like beard and mullet. It would be awesome if like he comes out and then like Batman looks at him. He's just like, "You gonna keep your hair like that?" Yeah. And then they like, that'd be fun to have him with the mullet for like 15 seconds. Have Batman rip on him.
Scissors.
Yeah, I was to say you better have Kryptonite.
Crypto
I do
the
not
dog
get
comes
this. Why
in.
people think that his hair is not strong. All the rest of him is strong. Why would his
Look
hair
how
be
worked
strong?
up you are about his
What's
hair.
so
The littlest
stupid?
things. Do you remember when Superman used to be able to shoot smaller Superman out of his hands? Nobody questioned that.
They should.
I'm pretty sure, like, I just read something for, like, the new Rebirth stuff where he had to shave and he had, like, some sort of crystal.
Say, there is no way that
Yeah, he
goes
blanks
to,
it off and he shaves
He
it.
does
Yeah.
not go to a barber. That's all I'm saying.
He just
It's
scissors
not like
after
he's gonna get back to
scissors
Earth and be
snapping.
like, I need a haircut. Like, hey, Bats, take me to the barber.
He'll
Take me to your
sad.
bed, barber.
He'll be Henry Cavill all sad about it. I need a haircut, guys.
He's just the Ross of the DCE.
Hi.
He just flies in to
But-
kill Doomsday.
You know, like, it's not so much rumors. Like, it's
Could
kind of
you
confirmed
be
that he
any
will
more
be.
sad?
He will be in the new Justice League. Like,
Yeah.
that's something
Yeah, oh
that we
yeah.
had touched about
Yeah.
before. So, just to what capacity, we don't know.
I just hope he doesn't come in at the end, but I guess they could with Man of Steel 2, and then they could do the rebirth storyline with him coming back. But you can't have them taking on Steppenwolf without their big hitter, and you can't have the Justice League without the biggest hitter in the Justice League.
Oh, Darren, there's plenty of big hitters.
Oh, well, just get on. That'd be like, though, you have your Avengers and they go ahead and make the first Avengers movie and they just,
Not
Iron
find
Man
Captain
wasn't there,
America.
Captain America
Yeah.
wasn't there.
Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Yeah.
Great.
That's it.
What are we doing here, guys? And then it's kind of a different part of the segment, which we just decided like today or yesterday we're going to start doing video games.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the big releases of video games. The biggest one of which that people have been waiting for, No Man's Sky.
I don't care.
Just Mr. Chipper over here.
Well, okay. I understand what they accomplished. It was a great thing that they accomplished in this game.
By stealing someone else's algorithm.
Overall,
Yeah,
it
probably.
sounds dynamite, right?
But I'm not an
it's-
explorer.
No, neither am I.
And I have friends who played it and they're just like, oh, it's super cool. I'm like, so what do? You fly down to a planet and you basically have to like use your little ray gun to mine resources to keep your ship going, to upgrade it
giant Minecraft.
and find it. But it's like, it's fun, but then after you've done this for 10 hours, the animals that are procedurally generated tend to look the same. The planets tend to look the same. And then it gets very redundant and repetitive. And that's what people are finding after the grind. Because the end goal of No Man's Sky is to find your way to the center of the galaxy, and then when
Right.
you do, you're done.
Well, and I had heard like a few things about how it had launched and how essentially they were having problems. I don't know if it was server problems or what it was, but essentially this is a type of game where you can explore and you could encounter other players. So as big as this world is, like it's never ending, right? It's always
Well, yeah.
generating. So to try and find someone, I think is a huge deal, and that's pretty cool. But from what I've heard, they're having
you don't
problems.
count on it.
They can't. Well, no, they're having problems to the point where they can't. Like people can't find each other.
Well,
Like,
I had
That's too
read
big.
lots of stories where, like, they said if you're planning on playing this game with friends, don't get your hopes up because
Yeah.
that's not the point of it. It casts you on. You wake up on a random planet in the random universe where you could be 100 light years from your friend who's playing and never find them.
Right.
And that if I'm playing a space game where I'm exploring, where I have a ship and where I can fight other people, I want to be rolling with my homies.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want to be a space
game,
pirate. I want to
space
take
game,
out
yeah.
space stations. I want to do all this. I don't want to fly for 600 hours by myself and be like, oh, cool. There's a little animal. I'm gonna name you like penis because that's what everybody does in the game, literally.
well, and like you'd said too, like visually,
Penis 69.
I was never really like up on it up until the launch because it just wasn't something that kind of grabbed my attention. It's not my type of game. So visually, I'm looking at screenshots. And I was kind of impressed, but like you'd said, it's all very generic.
Yeah.
Once you see it, you don't like it never changes, right?
Yeah, and there's no
So-
new element. You can't build a base on a planet or something.
To
right?
say that it looks dynamite, like, graphics wise, great, but it does get very repetitive and nothing ever changes.
And it's a neat idea that they can, let's take this procedurally generated kind of algorithm idea and use that towards other games to make stuff sweet. Because remember when like LA Noire came out, that new face capture technology, that completely changed the face of a lot of video games, pun intended. But that would be cool. Then they could use that. This is kind of the beta for it to maybe use it into better things, because I would like a better space exploration game, but to me, No Man's Sky isn't it.
Well, and like when you say like the whole exploration, it kind of reminds me of Ready Player One, like the book, right? Mm-hmm. Something like that. Like if we could get something like that going.
Well, I'm excited for the Spielberg movie, Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Whenever we get some ideas on that, but I believe that's it. Do we have?
I think so.
Yeah.
I feel like we're good. It's about dinner time now. So yeah, basically like this video, subscribe to Real Reviews. Also find you guys on the Twitter machine.
At Real Review 00.
And myself at On Air Darren. And like I said, subscribe to our channels. Darren On Air and VO on the YouTube machine. Real Reviews on the YouTube machine. Comment below. Let us know if you liked what you heard, if you didn't, and what we disagree on. And we'll get into some online battling, because that's always fun. Till next week. Muy bueno.
Muy bueno.
Muy bueno.
Muy bueno.